uploading your native files, I just wanted to show you a few things maybe to help you out here. Just kind of ignore these, the typeface used here for your flourishes, because I didn't have that for some reason, and because they weren't outlined, it's trying to find a default typeface. That's why it looks like this. So just kind of ignore that for now. What I wanted to show you is a couple things that you can do to maybe make your pieces look a little bit more dynamic. And what I mean by that is, kind of make it look a little less flat looking, a little bit more dynamic. So I was thinking that maybe we could pull out this nice color that you have in your letters. It's almost like a dark navy blue, and see what we can do with this. I don't know if this is actually going to work, but I'm going to try and put this in the background here of your business card, and then kind of see what we can do with this type. Maybe we can give it the same color as the light tan color that you have going on here. Whoops, something happened here. Hold on one second. Get your color swatches up. There we go. All right, so let's see, for readability's sake, you don't want it to be too dark here. Okay, the next thing, that looks, very contrasty. It's different. So play around and see what you can do to make it look, sorry, there's like some messages coming through here, to make it look a little bit more interesting, as far as some of the pieces combined in your stationery. So the next thing that I would do is, kind of pay attention to the spaces, like the leading in between your type here. And I think the best way to do this is to have it all on one line. So what I mean by that is this phone number, I actually would try something like this. There's no real name here either. So maybe you don't even need that. Maybe you don't even need a name. Maybe you just stick with the address. You don't necessarily always need a name on your business card, by the way. It could just be what it is, as far as like a general business card. Okay, so I'm just going to put this all on one line. So I just straightened out your type box here. I'm going to put this all in one line. Copy and paste this in. So we can get rid of that. Okay. So right now, what are we looking at for your character? 9 points. You could probably go to about 8 points. That's pushing it. You don't want it to be too small. And then, dividers would be good in here too. So what I mean by that is maybe having like a bullet point of some sort, and that I'm just doing an option 8 on my keyboard. And then I'm just going to center this. Oops. And then what you could do is bold certain contact information here if you want it to like stand out a little bit more. You bold the phone number. And then if that's the case, if you do it on one line, I'm just going to pull this up just a little bit, and then I'm going to pull everything down just a little bit, just to kind of center it in there. All right, and now I'm going to hide the guides here so you can see what it looks like. Now, minus the flourishes, those will definitely be in there. I'm going to delete that so it's out of the way. But you can see how much cleaner it looks. And, you can play around with this. I know this has like a border on this, which is the blue border. I'm thinking, how could you make that look a little different? if you wanted to do something more interesting with this, as far as the line goes, we could do but you'd have to change this on all of yours too. But I was thinking like something different, maybe like a dashed line, or maybe like, let's see here. See your stroke. Give me 1 second here. I'm trying to figure out where this is at. There should be an option for, I don't know why I'm not seeing it in here, dots for your line. Almost like if you made a line like this. Maybe it's in this one. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can find this. This is driving me crazy now. Decorative, scattered just banners, bristle brush borders, dash decorative. Let's do dashed. There should be dots though. I don't know why I can't find the dots. But anyway, I was just thinking, you know, maybe a dot pattern for that. You know, something to give it a little bit more of a dynamic look. I think doing the thinner is probably best. Okay, so that's just something that I wanted to bring to your attention. So that would be like your business card, for example. And then when you go to your letterhead, you can implement the same things, only maybe instead of having this oval, you know, have it bleed off. Oops. And I'm just going to pull what's on your business card in there. I'm going to take this stuff off just so it's easier to show you. Oops. You could probably make this a little bigger since it's not really, you have a little bit more room. Probably make it like 10 or 11 points. And then for this, you know, if you really wanted to play around with the dash line, we were doing this a little differently here, weren't we? Let me go grab this so it's almost the same. So I'm just blowing up this oval. So you have the, you know, unification of that same shape going on there. Kind of like what you did, just a little bigger. And then swatches. There's so much stuff going on here. There we go. So we're going to swap these. There we go. This is really weird because for some reason, yeah, that's right. Okay, we were just kind of switching this out. If you wanted to do the same thing, you can. You just have to make the text that blue color. Although I kind of like it darker. And I would say, of course, make the dashes a little, do like a 1-point dash on that. So maybe switching that might be kind of nice on that, something different. Okay, so that could be for that one. Possibly if you like that. So you have that same form there. And then your business card, I'm sorry, your envelope, you could do that same thing where you're making that envelope, that same solid color of blue. Okay. You could do it a shade of that blue. I don't know, kind of play around with it and see what you think. I think I wouldn't do a shade of it. If anything, maybe do like the yellow part, you know, make it the yellow, and then maybe dial down the opacity a little bit. And then you can always bring in that blue part, because you have it here. Maybe bring in the oval from here to make it more consistent. Place it somewhere in here. It makes sense. You can even make it bigger. Oops. What are you doing? Presentation mode here. It's not going to show it. But anyway, pretend like that's not there and you're kind of getting that nice oval going on there. I would definitely bring your address out of the logo. You don't really want that to be in the logo itself. You don't want the logo to look any differently than it did. You want that address to come out and be centered with the logo here. I'm not sure if I actually like that there, but you can kind of play around with it and see what you think. You can even, on the back part of this, you can even put that nice yellow, scale it down a little bit so it's like a little less yellow, maybe like, I don't know, do like 25% or something. I don't know. See what you think. It gives it like a little bit of a different look too. It's not as stark as the white. So you have a little more warmth to it. So see how it's a little bit more dynamic with your pieces there. All right. Well, I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions.